Good morning to all. Our next question is Sullivan's test is answered by. Sullivan's test is answered by glucose, fructose, galactose, mannose. So it is an chemical test. Sullivan's test, it is nothing but it is an chemical test. So in this test, what happens is when you heat the substance, so if it is a ketone, then by heating rapidly, it undergoes dehydration. Ketonic part, if it is there, then it undergoes dehydration. Rapid dehydration, it takes place. So we have hydrogen, we have OH groups in our, that is hydroxyl groups in our carbohydrates. So either it may be glucose, fructose, galactose, mannose. In all the cases, we have, it is a polyhydroxy compound. We have OH groups are present. So it undergoes rapid dehydration. So it happens in case of ketosis. So this is a test which distinguishes, that is a very important point. So it distinguishes, it is a distinguishing test. Distinguishes aldoses and ketosis. So aldoses and ketos, aldehyde group, if it is present, it is not going to give that positive test. So if it is only ketone, then ketone undergoes rapid dehydration. That dehydrated product, whatever is there, so that dehydrated product is treated with, or it is going to react with resorcinol to produce a deep cherry red color compound. So that indicates that, so the compound is ketose. So the remaining part also will write. So that is the dehydrated ketose reacts with resorcinol to form a deep cherry red color. This indicates the presence of ketose. So in this, if you consider, glucose is aldose, galactose is also aldose, mannose is also aldose. The only ketose in this question or in this option is that is fructose. So fructose is a ketose. Fructose is a ketose, and this part you need to remember. It is a distinguishing test for aldoses and ketoses. Next question. So which of the following cannot be oxidized by bromine water? So when you consider a bromine water, so bromine water is an, that is bromine water, it will be written in this form. So it is an mild oxidizing agent. Mild oxidizing agent. That means that, so if at all, if it has an ketonic group is there, we know that. So ketonic group or aldehyde group, any carbonyl group is there means, so it will be oxidized to carboxylic acid. But if it is an aldehyde group, then easily it can be converted as carboxylic acid with a mild oxidizing agent. But if ketonic group is there, it is little bit difficult because when you consider aldehyde, aldehyde is an monovalent in nature. It is at the end of the carbon chain. So mild oxidizing agent is sufficient. So like bromine water, mild oxidizing agent is sufficient to convert this one as a carboxylic acid. But when you consider ketonic group, it is an divalent. It is in the middle of the carbon chain. So carboxylic acid is also monovalent. Carboxylic acid is also monovalent. That means that, so in the middle of the carbon chain, the bond has to be broken. Then only it will be converted as carboxylic acid. So for that, you need a strong oxidizing agent. Then only you can convert a ketonic group into an carboxylic acid group. So bond breakage it involves. So for the bond breakage, so the bond breakage is needed. So for bond breakage, mild oxidizing agent like bromine water can't do that one. So it has to be an strong oxidizing agent itself. So that means that here you need to check for the ketonic group or ketosis you need to identify. The ketosis cannot be oxidized by bromine water. So arabinose, glyceraldehyde, glucose, all these are aldoses. So you can write option B, option A, option B and option C. All those are aldoses. Can be converted into carboxylic acid or can be oxidized by bromine water. But option D, that is fructose, is a ketose. So it consists of ketonic group which involves a bond breakage. So it cannot be oxidized by bromine water. This we have already studied in our theory part also. The reactions and all we have checked how the reaction comes. So for that reaction, you can go through the earlier videos. So next question will move on to. So that is the specific rotation of alpha and beta forms of monosaccharide are plus 29 degree and minus 17 degree respectively. When either form is dissolved in water, the specific rotation of the equilibrium mixture was found to be plus 14 degree. This is what muta rotation is. So they have asked for, so in the options you can make out. So they have asked for percentage 67.4% alpha form and 32.6% beta form. Like that only it has been given in all the options. So we need to find out the percentage here. And they have given the specific rotations also. How much alpha will give, how much beta will give. And when it is, when either the form, either alpha or beta has been dissolved in water, so it is going to give rise to an 14 degree. That is the equilibrium mixture. The mixture consists of both alpha form also as well as beta form also. How much percentage we need to tell now. So we shall consider. So we'll write it down. So let us consider the beta form. Beta form is X. Let us consider. So that is the fraction of beta form. That is amount, fraction of that also will write it because alpha form is also there. Fraction of beta form is X. Likewise, the fraction of alpha form is 1 minus X. So now we'll consider the specific rotations there. So if we can make out alpha is 1 minus X and the alpha specific rotation is plus 29 plus you'll be having beta also in this. So beta is X and it is minus 17. It has been given. That is equals to all together the specific rotation of the equilibrium mixture will be having 14 degree. I hope it is clear. Now we shall solve for x here. It is 29 minus 29x minus 17x, that is equals to 14. X is equals to, if you solve, this part will take that side and this one this side, this becomes 15, and if you add up all these things, you'll be getting that one as 46. So x is equals to 0.326, and percentage wise, if at all, if it is considered, then 32.6%. And what is x? X is our beta form. So this is our beta. Next, 1 minus x. So it is 1 minus x, 1 minus 0.326, that is equals to 0.674. So in the percentage, if it is considered, then it becomes 67.4%. And this is our alpha. So we have alpha here as 32.6%, and I mean alpha here 67.4%, and beta here 32.6%. So our option is option A. That is the correct one. 67.4 and 32.6. Next question. A carbohydrate X having molecular weight 180 gram per mole has one primary alcoholic group and four secondary alcoholic group. It reacts with acetic acid to form pentaacetate. The molecular weight of pentaacetate formed is. So we need to calculate the molecular weight of pentaacetate formed. So we have studied this reaction already, and we are familiar with the molecular weight also, 180 gram per mole. That molecular weight also we are familiar, because in solution chapter we have come across with that 180 gram per mole. So and they said it has one primary alcoholic group and four secondary alcoholic group. This reaction also we have studied. So we shall write that reaction. Acetic acid, acetic anhydride. Next. So if at all, if it is treated, so this will be our 5 molecules we are going to take. This is we are going to get the reaction, as already we have studied this one. So it is O bonded, C double bond O, CH3. It is, you can write to this side, H2, C double bond O, CH3 groups are present. This is our glucose pentaacetate. Glucose pentaacetate. So if you consider glucose was 180 gram per mole. 180 gram per mole. So if you check here, one of the hydrogen from here and one more hydrogen. This is 4 hydrogens plus 1. 5 hydrogens are there. So instead of this 5 hydrogens, so this group is being it is being included. That is C double bond O CH3 group. So C double bond O CH3, or so we can write that one as a CH3CO. CH3CO group. The CH3CO, if at all, if it is being calculated, so the molecular weight of this one is 43. What is it? It is molecular weight of this group, CH3CO. It is the easier calculation rather than writing all these things, entire thing and calculating. CH3CO 43 molecular weight it is going to come. So where from our glucose we are going to remove 4 hydrogens from here and 1 hydrogen, total 5 hydrogens. So 5 groups are included here. So remove from each group. So like one it has to be removed, or from 180 it is, you can make that one as 175 also. 175 plus 5 into 43. So that is also fine, or else you can make this one as 180 plus 5 into 45. That is also fine. I hope it is clear. So 180 and that 5 hydrogens less, that means that it becomes, so molecular weight we are calculating. Molecular weight is equals to, we made that one as 175 plus, so 43 for this one, 43 for this one. How many groups are there? 5 such groups. So 5 into 43. So we will be getting the answer as 390 gram per mole, and this is the molecular weight of glucose pentacetate. So our answer is 390. So the question, ninth question it is. So we got the answer as 390. Next one. So it is an organic compound with the formula C6H12O6 forms a yellow crystalline solid with the phenylhydrazine and gives a mixture of sorbitol and mannitol when reduced with the sodium. Which among the following could be the compound? So this is one of the very important reaction, that is with the phenylhydrazine. We shall see the reaction first. So if at all, if you consider fructose, glucose, mannose with reaction, what happens? We shall see. When you consider fructose, glucose, mannose. So I'm not taking sucrose because sucrose is going to give a different product. So fructose, glucose, and it is mannose. Whichever you take, the product will be same. So I'll be writing the structure of glucose here. Phenylhydrazine, we'll write it. We have glucose, fructose and mannose. I have taken only glucose here. So this is to show only the reaction, and it will be going, all these things will be going to give rise to same product. So phenylhydrazine will write it. So PHN NH2. So this is the 3 molecules of this one will be taken. So that is going to give rise to a product as CH double bond N, NH, PH. It is C double bond N, NH, PH, and the remaining CHOH. How many carbons over? 2 carbons over. The remaining 3 carbons as it is. After that we have CH2OH. Okay. So this is our ozone. It is going to give rise to an ozone. So that is what the product of this one. That is C6H12O6 forms a yellow crystalline solid with phenylhydrazine and gives a mixture of sorbitol and mannitol. So this is our when reduced with sodium. So which among the following could be the compound? So that is our further. So when you treat this one with phenylhydrazine, so this is our phenylhydrazine. Phenylhydrazine. It is going to give rise to a compound ozone, and it is the same product where fructose also gives, glucose also gives, and mannose also gives. So the product after treating the phenylhydrazine, you'll get the same ozone itself for all these three. And the formula you can check C6H12O6. So all these are with same formula C6H6O C6H12O6. But sucrose, the formula is C12H22O11. That means that this is not the option. So among these three, one is the correct answer. So now, so further, what they said, and gives a mixture of sorbitol and mannitol when reduced with sodium. So here, if you consider, so glucose, fructose and mannose, so all will give rise to same product. But after this, so if you consider fructose, we'll write it first. Fructose with the phenylhydrazine. Phenylhydrazine, it gives rise to ozone. And that ozone, I'll write it down. If it is being treated with the sodium, it is not just sodium, it is an reduction, it is going to take place. Ozone will be reduced. So it will be reduced and it is an polyhydroxy compound. Here it was, it is with the ozone and this entire thing will be converted as hydroxy groups. That is what a reduction is going to take place, and a reducing agent, sodium amalgam, it is sodium amalgam. So fructose is going to give out sorbitol plus mannitol. Sorbitol and mannitol. But if you consider glucose, if you are going to write it for glucose, then phenylhydrazine as it is, phenylhydrazine as it is going to give rise to ozone again. And that ozone, if it is reduced with the sodium amalgam, you are going to get sorbitol. You are going to get only sorbitol. So that means that, so fructose is going to give out with the reduction with sodium amalgam, you are going to get an sorbitol as well as mannitol, but glucose will give only sorbitol. That means that, so the correct answer for this question is fructose. Fructose, which give rise to sorbitol and mannitol. It is sodium amalgam. Next question. Reagent, the reagent which forms crystalline ozone. So yellow crystalline it is, already we have studied that part. The reagent which forms crystalline ozone derivative when treated with glucose is. So this one just now we have seen. So it is phenylhydrazine. Phenylhydrazine is a compound. So when glucose is treated with phenylhydrazine, you'll get an ozone. So that is an solid form or crystalline form it is. So this is what already we have studied this one. And these reactions in further questions it is there. We shall discuss all those reactions also. Okay. So next, hydroxylamine already we have studied. Glucose reacts with hydroxylamine and it forms oxides. It forms oxides there. So Benedict solution and Fehling solution, the reactions we are going to discuss in our later part. Next. So glucose A, and it is A is. So the reaction is not complete here. So we need to check and glucose. We need to check a glucose has been given, and it is further it has been further it is continued there. So question I will be writing here. Glucose plus it is HCN. If it is there, then the product it is going to give rise to. So it is further hydrolysis. Further, if it is hydrolyzed a product, so that product again, if it is being heated with the HI, and what is AES? That is the question. So this entire part is what it is not there. You please correct this question first. Glucose HCN, a product will be given that has been hydrolyzed and it has been further treated with HI and heated. What is AES? So we need to check in this. So we need to first we need to write the reaction. So we shall write the reaction for that. So glucose they said. So we'll write glucose CHO CHOH 4 times and it is CH2OH. Okay, next. So it is being treated with the HCN. So if you treat that one with HCN, cyanohydrin it is going to form. So this part undergoes the reaction. H plus Cn minus. Here it is the C double bond OH it is. C double bond O, O minus C plus. Okay, opposite one will be, so this reaction we have already discussed. Opposite one will be going to form the bond. So it is cyanohydrin CHOH Cn. The remaining part as it is OH. It is CH2OH. Next. So this is what our cyanohydrin. This is our glucose taken. Then further it is hydrolyzed. Hydrolysis gives rise to the compound. You can make out here we have CHCN it is. So it has been converted as a COOH group. CHOH 4 times as it is. That further carbon chain remains the same. Only this part is undergoing the reaction. So it is going to form an COOH group here. So that is what the hydrolysis product is. So this product, if it is being treated with the HI and heat. So if it is being converted, then we are going to get the product as CH2 5 times and it is CH3 here, and that is what called heptanoic acid. So the product of this reaction is heptanoic acid. So the correct option is option A, heptanoic acid. I hope it is clear.